You can start with your first and last name and speak it and spell it for me.
Joseph Guillory, Joseph, Guillory, Guillory.
And then give me your title and occupation and the position you're running for.
Just at the Peace Precinct 2.
So let's start with a little bit of background. Give me some experience that you have that you believe makes you the right candidate for this position.
Well, as I've stated before, and I'll state it again, this is a calling. This is something that I've been called to do for many, many years. All the work that I've done over the years has prepared me for this job. And then I've spent the last 3.5 years doing the job and meeting the needs of the people in the community.
And so, for folks who may not be familiar with the job duties and the things that you do, give us a couple examples of the the duties that you do on this position.
Well, what we do is we handle debt cases, we handle small claim cases, we also handle eviction cases. And in all those cases, there's always a winner and a loser, and everybody's not always happy with those results. But what we strive to do is to maintain fairness and integrity in that courtroom to ensure that everyone is treated fair and equitable.
And so, with the election results of last night, you are headed to a runoff. How are you feeling after last night's results? And is that what you expected, or was this a surprise?
Well, I expected it. When you got 3 people in a race, and I expected it was going to be a runoff. So the result says that I'm first on the people's mind. And I want to thank those that came out and participated. I'm excited, and I hope you get excited about this election. This is a great opportunity for all the citizens to be heard. It's important that you take this opportunity and vote for the person that you want to represent you. This is democracy. This is what it looks like. So good competition is always good.
And so heading into May for that runoff that you guys are expected to have there, whenever you feel people were voting for you on their ballot, what are they voting for? Who are they voting for?
What they're voting for is someone who sees them for who they are, who has compassion for who they are, and understand the things that they're dealing with in their life. I've experienced the whole gamut. I know the ups and the downs, the highs and lows. Why? Because I've experienced it for myself. And that's why I'm able to do this job at the level in which I do it. I provide resources. You may not accept and you may not like the ruling that day, but because the compassion that I deliver, that I convey over to you, and the resources that I put in front of you to help change your situation, you should be happy that you have someone. Now, that's the risk in this election, that you remove that in this election, or that you would come out and that you would consider putting your stamp of approval on this election, saying this is the type of man we need in office, that who fights for the people, believes in the people, and lives for the people.
And I don't believe I know this about you. You're a native of Port Arthur?
Born and raised right here. Graduated Lincoln High School, 1986, and have been a community leader in every community that I've lived in. I put my life on the line for free. Now, my community here, there's some that have made noise about that. But who else is putting their life on the line for the citizens in their community? And for free. I was in the reserve, I worked as a reserve deputy in the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff Department. That should be something commendable. But instead, some have made it a negative, right? But that's the type of person you're voting for, someone who's not afraid to go all out for the betterment of the community. See, I'm not connected to the cliques. So that's why many do not like me, but that's okay. But the majority do. And the majority understands the value in having someone like me in this seat. Why? Because I represent all people, not just a few, not just my friends, not just my relatives, but everybody in this community. And that is important. That's what you're voting for.
How do you feel you represent all members of the community and not a select few?
Because I see people. I see people that hurt. I see people that are in need. I see people that need help. And I don't judge. Why? Because I was that person at one time in my life. And I needed help. And someone stopped along the way and helped me, guided me, encouraged me. And that's what I offer to the people. Nothing but encouragement that we deserve better. This city is uniquely ours. And we must do all that we can to preserve what is ours. And we should protect it from those that are in it for their personal gain. This is something that this job is so serious. This job is important. This job can be harmful if it is willed by the wrong person. So we need to secure on this runoff election day, which is actually going to be, I was told, May 18th through the 22nd, that it'll be separate from the election that we're going to be having for the city. So this will be a separate election. Yes, we're going to have to ask you to come back out, but it's important. It's so important. Come talk to me. If you haven't had a relationship with me, take this opportunity today to come and meet me. Come talk to me. Come ask me questions. You've heard the rumors. Come hear the truth.
Trying to figure out where to lead it next. That was a very, very strong answer. What is one thing you would want voters to know and why they should have your vote once more come May?
What I want the voters to know and to understand is that I love this city, and there is no other desire than to see this city prosper in every way. That means from the political arena, the government that runs this city, the citizens that live in this city, the story that we should be telling about this city, how great this city, the resources that we have, why this is a great place to live. I want to be part of that process and telling that story. So that why? So that we can change the narrative. This is too far and too great of an opportunity for us to participate, to pass by, to allow just a few to make a decision for the many. That's what's wrong with the government in the world today. Only a few, the 5%, the people that they're always claiming that is in it for themselves. If you're tired of those people that are in it for themselves, then that's why you should vote in this election. That's why you should re-elect me, because I stand with you. I need you to stand with me in this election.
In these past years that you've held this position, how does it feel to give back to the community that has served you?
This has been a great, and I want to tell everybody there, this has been a great opportunity that you've entrusted me with, and I really, really appreciate it. It is a lot of work. I may make it look easy. This is probably why I have opponents, because they believe, oh well, if he can do it, I can do it. No, it's a lot more than that. You have to be groomed for this, and telling the people that this is a great opportunity to serve. Listen, we have served flawlessly for 3.5 years. Outside of the social media antics, there's not been one legal document filed by any legal agency that governs this office to suggest that we've done anything wrong. In fact, if the record would show, if you do your research, go to the appeals court, get the documentation, see what cases were overturned on appeal. That'll tell you there that the judge sits there and he makes the right decision, not sometime, but all the time.
And coming out with such a large percent of the vote, I believe it was 64% that I was looking, so was that correct?
No, we only received 44%. I thought I saw on one thing, 40. That's okay. We needed 51% to eliminate a runoff. But, you know, this is a healthy thing, because now it's time for us to have a debate. It's time for my opponent to meet me in a forum where we can have a discussion about why he feels he's better and he has a better platform. And that way I can have an opportunity to show him and the rest of the people why my platform is better, while my plan is working.
For the years that you've served in this position, what would you say is your, if not favorite, but most rewarding part of the job you do?
The most rewarding part is to see the expression on the children's faces, the gratitude from the mothers and the grandmothers, the tears that have come from their eyes because they saw a transformation in the lives of their children. That's where the pleasure comes in. That's confirmation that we're doing the job, that we have done the job successfully day in and day out. You can set your clock. By the time I bagged that truck up to the courthouse at 7:30, every single day for 3.5 years, I've been consistent. And that's what the people need to know, that I've been consistent at this job. This is not something that I made it about Joe Guillory. I made it every day about the people.
Looking forward to May with the last question here. if folks select you there on the ballot, what are you continuing or promising to do for them if reelected?
I'm promising to continue to do what we've already done. We've established what was important. That means proper representation, which I know I provide to the city, and making sure that that office operates efficiently and effectively in the interest that best suits the citizens in this community, and to continue to make fair and equitable decisions at the bench to make sure that your rights are not being violated. So yes, I am the right person for this election. I am the right person for this job. I'm asking that you re-elect Judge Joseph Guillory as your Justice of the Peace, Precinct 2.
Those were all the questions I had for you. Were there any open floor discussions or anything else you wanted to bring up, mention that I haven't, that you would like to? It's an open floor.
So what I would introduce is this. This election is about doing the work. If we simply just do the work, to my recollection, I hadn't heard anybody reference the work. They hadn't proven that they've got a history of doing the work. I haven't seen it. And I hadn't had anybody question my ability to do the work. If you look at my website, josephguillory.com, you'll see all the things that we've been able to accomplish. All the things, and these are things that have been recorded by the media, things that we've done in the community to prove that we've done the work. Those are just tidbits. That's not all that we've done. That's not all the lives that we've touched. So I would definitely encourage all our listeners, viewers, to really do your homework in this election. It's important that you do your homework because, like I said before, you heard the rumors. Now it's time that you hear the truth. I'm Joseph Guillory. I'm asking for your support and your vote of confidence in the runoff election.
You don't have to look at the camera. You can just look at me and start with your first and last name and speak it and spell it for me.
Okay, Brandon Bartie, Brandon, Bartie, Bartie.
And then give me the position that you're running for.
That ain't missing. Oh, okay. I got this cough drop. I'm trying to get out of it. Running for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 2, Port Arthur, Texas, Jefferson County.
So first of all, let's start off with the election results. Obviously, with 3 people competing for the job or for the title, we know that there would be a runoff. Were you surprised by the percentage of the votes that you got, or did you expect the results?
I was pretty surprised to say that the number of the turnout, seeing that everybody was coming out, how they was voting on the early voting. I was keeping up with the numbers from the county clerk every day, doing some tweaking and looking and saw that, how people was coming out and voting. I thought it was going to be a real good turnout, and I was going to be on the positive side of it.
When it comes to, seeing the numbers that were coming in, I guess not necessarily for, you as a candidate, but just voter turnout as a whole, were those numbers higher than you anticipated, or were those lower?
They were pretty high. They're pretty high, just knowing the dynamics that's going on with the United States. People saying that they won't change. And now, by doing the change, is coming out and vote, casting your ballot to vote. And so I think that drove a lot of people to come out and participate in the voting process.
Absolutely. And so looking forward to May, you and Judge Guillory are now in the runoff for then. How does it feel to, be the candidate that's going back to another election?
It's pretty exciting. I did this 4 years ago as a write-in. Now names on a ballot. It's very exciting to see people that actually want to come out and want you to represent them. And so that means a lot to me. Just being on a ballot is amazing, exciting. I love this time of year. I don't know why, but I love this time of year. But yeah, I'm here, just to stand up for my community, to be that beacon in the city to help and to serve.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about, voters who chose you. If they selected you on their ballot for yesterday, what were they voting for? What is your promise to them, and why would they would choose you for the position?
It's not making a promise. It's making a promise to myself. I stand on transparency. If you look, all I talked about and all I stood on was justice with integrity, leadership with accountability. And that's what I'm bringing to Jefferson County Precinct 2, just as a peace court, where it's be fair, trustworthy, and you're going to get a guy that's going to, whatever judgment I make, I guarantee you'll be satisfied with it. Whatever the outcome will be, you know that it's been fair, and it's a fair judgment for you.
How would you say you plan to bring that to the office if you are elected in the May runoff?
If elected in the May runoff, I plan on just being myself, just being the guy that I've always been. Open door policy, very approachable. I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to judge problems. But I am here for the people of Port Arthur. That's the most important thing, people of Port Arthur and Precinct 2. Not limited to Precinct 2, but across the board, Precinct 8 as well. You know, I grew up on the west side of Port Arthur in Precinct 8, so to be able to reach back and forth to help the citizens, that's the biggest thing. It's not about me. It's not about Judge Guillory. It's about the citizens of Port Arthur and who's the best person for the job.
And so for someone who may not know as much about you, give a little background context on, what made you want to run for this position and why you believe you're the best fit for the job.
To go back, I've always saw myself as a server. Growing up from a boy to a man, I served. Being the Christian background I have, Baptist background, serving at the church house, working at the funeral home, serving families in a time of need and sorrow, being there for loved ones. So serving is something that has been instilled in me for a long time. Just bringing that same vibes and bringing that same culture to the office, it would be tremendous. Would be great.
And then whenever it comes to, the experience for, this job, what do you feel makes you, or the experience would be relevant that you feel that you have?
Well, I've been on the school board. I've been elected official on the school board for 11 years. And we deal with tough situations. Getting rid of a person, firing a person, hiring a person, make sure you have the right fit for the students, the teachers, who's going to fit, who's going to gel to help. And I think by me being a part of that, just sitting back and watching and dealing with some of the things that we dealt with and put PAISD, it kind of molded me to actually become, to step foot in that. That's something that I've always dreamt of, becoming a judge. And I would go sit in the courtroom in Beaumont at Judge Naomi Dahl. I'd go sit and watch her proceedings, and then I would come and sit and watch a few years ago Judge Mark DeRoy, just to see how different structures work. And when that day come for me, I know how to gel it all together and make it work for my community.
And so, going for another position, an elected position, mind you, do you feel your father's influence as well, with him being the previous mayor of Port Arthur? Did he have any kind of influence of maybe being, son, was this something you want to do, or would you say you had that kind of inspiration yourself?
Well, with him being, he was elected a judge in 1993. I was in the 3rd grade, and he was a judge until my senior year in high school. So I saw it. I saw it, I've been around it, and I kind of molded into being in the politics. I've been passing out things for Nick Lampson, David Burnson. I can go back, when a kid going door to door, knocking it to get people to come and vote for these individuals. So that was something that I saw, something that, it grasped me, and then, hey, now I'm in it. Can I say the same thing for my little boy? I have a 7-year-old son who, he's looking up to me right now, and I told him, had some words with him last night. I said, Daddy's gonna win so I can get you your office. But it's things like that to inspire him is things that I saw growing up as a kid.
Absolutely. So not necessarily a guiding in the footsteps kind of thing, but it's something you're familiar with.
Familiar, right? Yes.
For the folks that voted for you yesterday, what do you want to say to those folks?
I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for standing up with me, backing me, most importantly, for your prayers. Thank you for that, and I would like to see them out again. It's time that we reload and get back on it.
Absolutely. And so what would you say is the hardest part about, a runoff coming right after a city election or right before around the same time? It's getting the voters out twice.
Yes, it's getting the voters out twice. Sometimes people call it voter fatigue because you got so many elections going on. But the people have spoken for change, and they're going to come out and vote. I do believe that they're going to come back out and vote.
And whenever you mention that change, if you get elected into this position, what are some of the changes that you want to bring to the office that you feel it maybe does not have currently?
Well, one thing that I have done, I've sat back and did some study and did some things. Collaborating with Port Arthur Independent School District, collaborating with Chicora Academy, collaborating with Bob Hope's Academy to help mold our kids. We see that one thing I want to bring back is helping before our kids get sent off to the alternative center, Minnie Rogers, to have some bridge in between. Well, okay, let's stop. Let's have an attitude adjustment. Let's see what we can do here, and have some things put in place that I'm ready to pull the trigger on to help the community. And it's going to be shaped and molded for the different ethnicities, different communities, the different schools. So however you want to shape it and mold it, we can shape it and mold it so it can fit you.
So you would say you would be interested in creating a kind of placement or a preventative placement?
Preventative placement, yes, preventative placement. Things need to be put in place before we can get rid of or send somebody off for some help. And I want my office to be an open door policy where somebody can come in. It's my job to get you resources. I want to find resources for you to help you, besides throwing a book at you, should I say. Find resources to help. Sometimes kids just need a one-on-one talk to and find different avenues for them, to be successful. And I believe that's my job. Coming from the school board, I see a lot of it. And I tailor a lot of that from that by showing that if you have something in place for them to help them, guide them, most likely they'll stay on that right path.
So you feel that youth crime is an issue in Port Arthur or just in the school district? So you feel youth crime is an issue within Port Arthur or the school district?
No, not youth crime, when we talk about crime, we're talking about crime all over the place. Crime is high, but youth crime, I'm not going to say youth crime. Mm-hmm. I just want to, before we have any issues, or before they have to go to for behavior issues, we have a placement for them where we can stop them and adjust their attitudes, adjust them, see what's really going on, find out the solutions to their problems.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure I understood if it was youth crime or behaviors.
Yes.
I can't necessarily think of any other questions that I had for you.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of these interviews, I always like to offer up an open floor for you to mention anything